this election day, and I know you might be thinking, hey, they probably called each other. They're all wearing blue. But had we called each other, one of us would be wearing red, don't you think?
Yeah, seriously, yeah. This doesn't mean anything.
I'm kicking myself. I'm thinking, man, it would have been great if one of us had on red, white, blue. That would have been really great. But it is election day, and that means you've got a job to do.
That's right, and the polls opened at 7 o'clock, and they go to 7 o'clock tonight, so you have 12 hours. So go and cast your vote. Basically, at 7 p.m., they should announce Florida on who wins Florida, at least with the popular vote. So you're going to want to tune in right here on Channel 4. They will have the coverage. And if you're not sure where to go to vote, you could always go to newsforjacks.com. It's a great resource, and all the information is there. So speaking of that, who did you guys vote for? Now that is an etiquette question, and coming up in a little bit, we're going to be talking about etiquette, but that's about 5 minutes out, on what you should be asking and how to handle it if your candidate wins or loses. But who'd you guys vote for?
Well, we were just talking about people in early voting. Like, I had the discussion in our house. I'm like, is this like one of the first times so many people have early voted? But then I hear that we actually early voted in the past. I don't remember that. But I mean, the lines are so long now. But early voting, what a blessing. What a gift.
You just walk right in. Yeah.
50% of the Florida population has already early voted. So, you know, I got mine in.
You know,
and
my
I'm
husband,
not telling you, Mark.
My husband's all about, oh no, I got to do a game day. I said to him like 3 or 4 times, just stop in at the library. No, I'm a game day guy. All right.
You want to stand in those lines?
It's interesting because if you're thinking like on who voted for who, if you go to social media, it's a pretty good indication of where they're at. But for the most part, we don't really post anything.
I intentionally tried to stay away from that because I feel like there's just so much ugliness that you could get into. But, you know.
I've had to unfriend a few people. But, you know, with this election cycle being so crazy, you don't know really from the poll numbers, like one day Trump is leading, one day Hillary's leading. But there are some tried and true methods that have predicted our presidents of the past. And, yeah, one was a monkey and another indicator was a Halloween mask. But there have been an estimated 112 years of successful predictions using some of these methods. So,
so what are they?
All right, so the first one, Ben Franklin Elementary School in New York. Every year they host a mock election, and for the past 48 years, they've correctly predicted the winner.
Have they?
Yes.
So what did they say this year?
This year, they have Hillary Clinton winning with 52% of the votes.
Ooh, that's a close one.
Yes, yes. So then let's go to the Halloween masks. We talked about them earlier in the year.
Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, so Spirit, they sell the mask, and usually the masks that sell the most predicts the winner. This year, Trump was ahead of Hillary 55 to 45%.
Okay, so if you're keeping track at score with these predictions, it's tied up.
1-1.
All right, 1-1.
Right,
we have 2 more.
Yes. All right. Now, there's an American professor, Alan Lichtman. He's correctly predicted every presidential election since 1984. Doesn't rely on the polls, though. He uses a 13-step approach using the current party in power as
That's what I use, too.
Yeah, 13 steps. That is some serious focus. And this year, he predicts... Which would you go?
Who knows?
Donald Trump.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So now it's 2-1.
Uh-oh. 2-1. All right, and then finally, it's this thing called the Cup Challenge. The Monogram Shop in East Hampton has correctly predicted the winner of the presidential election for years based on sales of reusable plastic cups with the candidates' logos on them.
Sounds scientific.
Yes, totally. And this year, based on sales, they have... We're going to even it up. It's Hillary Clinton.
Whoa.
So basically what you're saying is 2 of these 4 tried and true are going down.
Oh, yeah. All of these that correctly predicted so many years, somebody's going down this year.
Well, kudos to you if you did all of your research before you cast your ballot. But there might be some things you don't know about our candidates. So I have a little quiz for these 2 guys right here. I'll ask you, and your answers will either be Hillary or Donald, okay? Trump
so the
or
2
Clinton.
independents, I guess, we're just not getting
You're not
going to
give that. I'm not going to talk about them. All right, and play along for sure. Which one considers him or herself a germaphobe? Right.
I'm going to go, that sounds Trumpish.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that.
That would be correct.
Yes.
Okay, which one worked in a salmon cannery gutting fish?
Well, we know Trump's had money forever.
You're right, yeah.
So I'm going to go with Hillary on that one.
Did this person own the cannery?
I'm not saying.
Ooh, okay, all right.
Now, if he's a germaphobe, he wouldn't want to do that, probably.
Point made.
Right?
All right.
I'm going with Hillary. I'm sticking with
you'd
Hillary.
be correct again.
Yes, yes.
Which candidate has published a recipe for chocolate chip cookies?
Wait.
Right.
Has Trump ever been in a kitchen?
Trump's chocolate chip cookies. They're delicious.
All right, yeah, that's Hillary. That's Hillary. And that's whether or not she's ever made chocolate chip cookies. If I was her campaign manager, I'd be like, you got to get out this recipe for the chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, come on.
Which
You know
ca-
she's cooked some cookies.
Which candidate
before.
has a sister who was a judge for the United States Circuit Court?
Now, that one could go either way.
Yeah.
And I mean, Hillary's been in the political spectrum for a lot of years. So, you know what? I'm going to go with Hillary.
I'm going to go with Trump on that
It
one.
is Trump. It is Trump.
Oh, okay. All right.
Only because there was 2 questions with Hillary and 1 with Trump earlier, so I just figured.
Keeping it even. All right,
Exactly,
two.
yeah.
All right.
We're very
Well,
even.
everything's
program.
so even, you know. And so just to kind of round it out a little bit, and we talked about this a little bit on the radio show today, just getting back to the whole weird ways of predicting. Did you see the one in Scotland with a goat?
No.
Okay, so there's one with a goat, and then there's the one with the monkey and the banana where they put the pictures and a banana in front of each one. This was in China, and the monkey goes and eats the banana.
Did not? Okay.
And those two were split.
Those two
So,
were split.
yeah.
You know the true indicator is Fallon with the puppies.
Ah.
Yeah. So, you know, the puppies are the true indicator.
And the puppies, did you see this one? I'm like, did you see this? Where they brought the puppies to the poll sites to kind of calm everyone down.
Oh, that's
would
a
be
good
great.
idea.
I think that would be a great
I
idea.
think
cooler.
they should bring pizza.
Yeah, they bring 'em pizza.
Pizza
that would work
calms
too.
everybody down.
I'm sure there are a lot of different things going on out there. And then also, don't forget, there are free things out there to be had too. Krispy Kreme is saying if you come in with your little sticker, they're going to give you a free donut.
Krispy Kreme
I
is
threw my
all over
sticker
everything
away.
free. They're great at their marketing.
Oh, yeah.
And then look into this one too. The First Coast YMCAs are doing some daycare opportunities. If the problem for you is you want to drop your kiddo off.
That is genius. Now, it's a 2-hour limit, so hopefully your lines aren't that long. But, I mean, how awesome is that? Because have you ever taken your kid with you to a polling site?
No.
I have.
Not a party.
It can be tough, but it can be very educational as well.
Yeah, I think at a certain age.
Yeah,
yes.
there you go.
Otherwise, they're a distraction.
Is this over? Are we done yet? My tablet's out of juice.
Unless the puppies that you mentioned are at the poll, then
Then
it
the
might
kids
give
are all
something
about
to
it.
do.
Oh, yeah.
Then it's a win-win. And if you have pizza there, like you recommended, then it all
Dinner's
makes
taken
sense.
care of.
Good to go. Good to go.
Okay, well, having said all of that, we sure hope no fistfights will break out. And certainly we hope everyone behaves and is well-mannered after this election. So let's bring in our own etiquette expert, Kay Simonetta, is here to talk about this post-election etiquette, even for today as well. And hi, Kay.
Hi.
Have you ever
Welcome back.
have you ever experienced such a tumultuous time? I mean, this is crazy the way people are acting.
It is. It's really kind of unbelievable. But, you know, if you look back over the years, this day is always kind of tumultuous. I mean, remember when George Bush, we had to count the hanging chads in Florida.
Right,
And
yeah.
other times, too, Ronald Reagan. So I think, although it does seem to be a little more contentious this year than it's been in the past, I think it's something we can get over.
Do you think social media has added to a lot of that? People sitting behind their keyboard, being anonymous, making their comments?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And people that you would not think would do something like that, or just, like I think one of you said earlier, it's pretty easy to look on social media.
Right.
See how they
And see how
It's
people
a
are voting,
solid
but-
indicator.
Yes, and it really, it has passed the barriers of good taste. There's no question about that.
So what are some things people should be keeping in mind then after the election and even tonight as the results are coming in?
Well, I think the first thing to remember is that it's an election. It's 4 years. We've survived presidents that we didn't think would make it before. So just, you know, we just kind of have to move forward and hope that we can get something done. We can't control what other people are going to do. We can't control how they're going to act, but we can control how we react to it. So we just need to kind of take a deep breath. If your candidate doesn't win, then just be gracious. You know, you don't have to be ugly. You don't have to get on social media. Just kind of try to go with the flow for a while. You're not going to be happy with the candidate if you really liked either one of them, because there's a large percentage of the population that didn't like either one of them. But just remember that over time, you'll get to a point where you can maybe not accept them, but not feel quite as alienated as you do now.
So let's just talk about today.
Okay.
I feel like it's very polarized. You're either on one side or the other, and then there's a lot of people that are in the middle that they don't want to be asked who they're voting for because, to be honest, they might not be sure, or they see negative and positive on both sides.
Yeah.
So if somebody asks you, okay, who did you vote for? Well, what's a good way just to go around it and avoid all conflict?
Well, I'll take that one to my grave with me. I think that's a good answer.
Well, it's
you
pretty
know.
solid.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's like asking somebody how old they are or how much they weigh. I mean, you just don't ask that question. The vote is personal and private in this country. It always has been. So if you get asked that question, I think you say, you know, I'm not talking about that right now. Or I'm taking it to my grave with me or whatever. You do not have to answer that question.
And what about with kids? I have a high schooler. She comes home with very, very passionate opinions that don't necessarily reflect ours. And I feel like she needs a message too for tomorrow, something to take with her to school tomorrow, because I just think there's going to be a lot of people out there who are going off at the mouth, and it is a nice way to put it.
Yeah, I would give her the same advice. Don't gloat if your candidate won, and don't be ugly about it if your candidate did not win. Just be calm and try to be, you know, we talk about being respectful, kind, and appreciative, and you do need to be respectful. This is going to be the President of the United States, the greatest country in the entire world, so we do need to be respectful of the office, even if we're not particularly respectful of the person. And just be kind to the people around. If maybe she's got some friends that were on the other side, there's no reason to go in just, you know, kind of touting who she was voting for. Just be calm.
Do you have advice on how to diffuse the situation tomorrow? If somebody's gloating or someone's just talking too much about it and it's time to kind of move on and accept. And we can't all get there fast, but is there something you recommend?
An example would be, in our office, we all have access to a computer, so we can all put them on and pretend we're doing something else. But in some workplaces, you can't do that.
You can't escape.
Changing the subject is the only thing I can come up with. It's going to be a hard day tomorrow. It's going to be hard tonight. It's going to be hard tomorrow and for the next couple of days. But just try to change the subject. Talk about the weather. For heaven's sakes, it's beautiful. You know, something.
Jags football, right?
Jags football for
I don't know if that conversation is that stimulating right now.
Talk about the jumbo shrimp. That's a good one.
Jumbo shrimp.
If you want to have a debate,
Here to help.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
just try to find something else to talk about would be my best advice on that.
well, that's kind of our goal for the show today too. So we're going to kind of move on. And Kay, I have to say that it's always a pleasure to have you here. I always feel like I should write you a thank you note as soon as you left.
I learned so much.
For more information on Kay Simonetta and her company, you can go to our website, rivercitylivetv.com. Just click on the As Seen on RCL tab. More to come. Don't go away.
Wait, we'll be right back.